out. Right, time to go. Always check I have the door key. Yes. I've been locked out of the boat a few times. I had to climb in windows and absolute nightmare. So yeah, always double check I've got the key before I step out. Right. So, are you on? Yeah. So what this is, folks, is just a quick sort of a walk through Marple. I arrived. There's a view up the canal. Dave and Di will be down there somewhere, a few hundred yards away. I might scout up and see if I can get a bit closer, but it doesn't look that promising. It looks quite busy. There's no full boat size gaps anywhere. It's really weird. It's turned into a proper windy day. So I'm just going to press on. No, I don't think it's going to rain. It did threaten. It threatened. We always sort of ascribe this like malice, don't we? Intelligence and malice. It threatened. The weather threatened. The forecasters threatened that it would rain heavily around lunchtime, and it hasn't really happened. And it looks okay. So no waterproof, and this thing's fairly waterproof, so I'm okay. So I'm going to take a chance, single coat, less encumbrance, and I'm just going to have a quick nose about, a quick shopping trip. It's not a sort of a full expedition, but I've not visited this town. It's literally my first time ever, so I am curious now. I can't help but notice, is that Di's boat? I'm going to have a quick look. I know vaguely I turn left. I know that I need to go left. But I want to check. Is that Di's boat? No, it's not. And there's no space for me on the end. I was hoping there might be space for me on the end there. But there is actually. If that guy in the end moved up, another boat would be able to squeeze in. I do like this position a bit better than where I am, so I'll keep my eye on this, and if this guy moves or moves up a ring, I'll swoop in. The rubbish I've got to get rid of, and I've got to do that ASAP. Now I'm back in the city. I've got 3 bags of rubbish. It'll attract rats, so it's very blustery though. So I'm going to do with the action cam, because to keep the action cam in action, I've got to expose my neck to this breeze, and it's going to get really breezy as well. By the way, overnight, it's going to be a very lively night tonight. So unlike the other day when I was in Macclesfield, I'm going to make damn sure I check the ropes, make sure I'm looking good before the wind gets too strong, because as strong as it is now, it's going to be even stronger later. So we just passed it. This is the Marple Conservative and Social Club. Everyone welcome, so they're not, I presume they're not strongly political about who has a pint. It was a thing back in the day, I suspect, in the 70s and 80s. You know, the Labour Club and the Conservative Club, they had I think they had some kind of political actual role in some way. Well, I don't know. Wild guesswork, as usual. It's a fresh day. And having looked at Google, what did boaters do before Google Maps? I just can't imagine. Like, I don't know what I would do. Hello, community cafe, the Sea Community Cafe. These things might be okay. Soup and crusty bread, okay, well that's not. I need more from a cafe than soup and bread. to be honest. Probably nice soup, to be fair. But that's run by Marple Methodist Church. Oh, and a Quaker meeting as well. So I can get on board with the Quakers because they don't go for all the showy ceremony and all that. They just, it's just them and God. It's not a big tribe. So, what's this? Oh, look at this. Hang on. I'm just going to step back a little way. This is a theatre. And they've got Dick Whittington showing. Do you know, there's a chance I could be back here in January. Because it's the 18th of December. No, 20th today. Is it today? Yes, it is. 20th today. 5 days before Christmas. And I'll probably be, I think we'll probably stay here for at least 10 days, I would think. So, and then we've got to come back through here. I don't feel it's as quaint as Macclesfield. It's, not as rural, and of course it wouldn't be. You've got an Asda further on down here somewhere. You're not using the co-op. I mean, the co-op has saved my life loads of times, and they're nice, but they're a bit dear. What I like about this is, it's not lost its charm. These are not all cookie cutter high street shops. There will be some about. They're individual. They're individual and they're original. It's a quiet afternoon in Marple. Let's have a look. It's only, I think, about 2 o'clock. Yeah, just after 2. An old microbrewery thing. Called Bevy. Very nice, like it. Some sculpture here. Metal sculpture. Now we're getting into the more traditional high street shops. So that's it. That's Marple's sort of high street. Sort of shopping street. No, it's not grabbing me. Yeah, so this is it. And it's nice. So to me, this feels a little bit more on the well-to-do side. However, slightly less rural. It feels slightly less rural than Macclesfield did, and that's understandable. We're not far from a very big city. I didn't see the pub. Apparently there's a boaters pub called All Nose or something. And I'll maybe pop in there. Hopefully drag Dave in there later or tomorrow. And the Asda's busy as well, look at this. Queue to leave. So that's it really, quick stroll through, not worth spending too much time. I missed the confection over there, but I'm all about the pies really. If you're going to bake, just bake pies and leave it there. Right, time to do the actual shopping. So this is Marple mooring, and we're in the middle of a pretty strong blow. Gust last night of touching 50 miles an hour. It's calmed down a teeny bit now, but it's still pretty breezy. Excuse me. And it's blowing down the cut towards us. It's acting like a wind tunnel, which is great because it means the boats aren't being blown from side to side. So that's quite good. It's the rocking, the side to side motion makes it a bit disturbing in terms of sleep and stuff. So the boats are not getting badly pummeled at all. And it's a little bit worrying actually. Just on, I try to forget about it and put it out of mind. We're having this huge tree. This has got to be, I don't know how big, 50 feet tall, perhaps, right next to the boat. They do fall, and in weather like this, we will have a few trees felled by wind. But there we are anyway. Yeah, bit of a breezy morning. So it's a little bit later, and if anything, I think the wind's picked up a bit. Seems to have gone a bit stronger. So I'm just going to go. I was going to do a full expedition into town today, but I don't think I fancy it, and it's going to rain as well. So just a quick nip in and out, I think. Well, yeah, wind is not dying down. If anything, it's picking up. I'm just popping out for a couple of quick beers with young David, because why not, you know. So we're just heading up to a pub called the Ring of Bells, literally Ring O Bells, and yeah, the storm, I think it's been quite, I think it is I think there is a storm going on. I don't know the name, but I think there is one, and it's just round here it started to die down a little bit, so that's good. There is the pub. So this is a nice short walk. So oh, is that you? Sorry mate, you haven't been waiting long, have you?
A few minutes.
When you said you were leaving, I thought, oh, I'll pack up. And then you were texting Diane, I thought he mustn't have left yet.
No,
but you had.
Yeah, wandering this way. Just,
right.
Just it's sort of half hinted she wouldn't mind coming out with us.
Yeah.
Just changed her mind.
Yeah, no, when I got the first text, I thought, oh shit, okay, throw my coat on. And then you followed it up with a second one saying, no, you're coming out.
Yeah.
And I thought, he's not actually left, he's still getting ready.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Actually left.
Because the last thing I wanted to do was leave you stood out in the weather.
That's all right.
So my misunderstanding. So did you have a look at the Ring of Bells? Are you not supposed to?
I haven't been in there at all yet, so I guess we could have one down here, come back here and have one on Ireland.
Yeah, that's a plan. I'm thinking I might just pop into the co-op on the way back. But it is on the way. It is on the way near enough, yeah. And I'll do it on the way back. Right. So here I am at the same place actually. It's dark. That pub there is called the Ring of Bells. Dave's just gone in there. It's now, I think it's 10ish, approaching 10 o'clock, so I'm calling it a day. We were down the road. Yeah, I've decided to call it a day, but I need a flashlight. And I can't be bothered. Come on. That's it, there we go. I can't be bothered digging out the flashlight. It's in my rucksack, it's on my back. And it's only a short walk down here, to be fair. It's only 100 yards, but yeah. But anyway, so here we are. The light, as you can see from the phone, isn't great, so you can see the lights of the houses up on the bank on the far side of the canal. And of course, here is a boat. Do you know what I didn't do? In windy conditions, right, one thing I've made a point to always do is just have a check and see. Yeah, I've only done a single knot on there. It's a cleat hitch, single cleat hitch instead of two, but it's still solid, still looks exactly the same as it did. Always a little double check, and that's where I fixed I put that snap fastener back on this afternoon, and one on down there. I've got to do the bottom ones, I think maybe tomorrow, just to re-secure the cratch cover, because it just, when your cratch cover's flapping loose, and it looks awful, you know what I mean? It just looks awful, and I can't not have it because there's so much junk in the cratch. Just checking the ropes, that's fairly taut, that'll do. Right, so this is just a little bit down the way from where I'm moored on that stretch. It's called Marple Welcome Station, so presumably where the lock volunteers, the CRT, gather before they help people on those long summer days. As I gather, it's very, very busy. There's the road bridge over the canal, and there it bends downwards to Peak Forest. I think it is further down there. Maybe this bit's still the Macclesfield, I'm not sure. But, and there, for this keen of eye, you will see Dave and Di's boats. And behind me, there's a boat moored here. Obviously, the locks are currently not in use, so there's no problem with people mooring here. They're not blocking anyone. Down there is the Marple flight, the famous Marple flight. So yeah, it's a nice little location. The reason for my coming over here was to see where the refuse collection, the bins are, because I've now got 3 bags. Could they be behind this door? I need to ask one of the boaters. There's a nice boater guy. See, there's a door here, but it hasn't got a lock that looks suitable for the CRT key. And just before I go hunting for bins, I'll give you another little look down the canal. So that's heading sort of southwest and then bends round almost due south towards Whaley Bridge, about 5 miles away, where we'll be going in a few days' time. In the background there are some hills, starts of the Pennines, and in fact they're also behind there and over there, which I think is roughly north. You might just catch the rest of the Marple flight. So it's a lovely little location, I've got to say. Genuinely, you know, and actually looking further on, beyond the bend, and on the bend, there does appear to be a space for a boat. But I quite like the spot where I am. Not got very good solar, but it is like Vermont rings, and yeah, so I quite goes over here. Look, see, the path winds round down here and under the bridge. There doesn't seem to be any way to get through to the facilities which are over there. So I don't know how you get through. The bins were just over there behind this grey building here, but there's been a lot of new building and a couple of new houses going up, a row of cottages, so access is sort of blocked off. Well, let's have a little look and see what it does look like, because if there are bins and if all I've got to do is climb over this, then that's possibly doable. Let's see how high it is. See, there's the, oh yeah, there is, look, the Peak Forest Canal. So once you go through this little bridge number 1 on the Peak Forest, that's where you are. Yeah, look, see, this is quite low here. This is quite low, so I can just get over this wall, get down there, but it all depends. It's only worth it if the bins are still there. They might be temporarily out of action. I think I need to check my CRT notices and see what's there. Because next bins are down at Whaley Bridge, which is a fair way away, to be honest. I don't fancy doing that. So at the moment, it seems like I can't get in to use the bins, which is a bit of a pain. So down here, I've got to go to get back to the boat. My boat is just under that bridge and about another 200 yards. So here, if the bins exist still, this is where they are. Yeah, I'm not seeing any water points there, look. Let's have a closer look. There's a bunch of people about, so I'm going to have to show you in a minute. That's where the facilities were and possibly will be. Once it's all sorted, that's where they'll be. I'm not seeing a water point here. I don't think the water points have all gone. Anyway, so I've had it for these services. Get back to the boat. So, right, just a quick little bit of footage. It's Christmas Day here in Marple, and I think it's approaching 1 PM, so the streets are deserted. Not that it's crazy busy anyway. The streets are absolutely deserted because everyone's having their Christmas lunch or Christmas dinner, depending on whether you're northerner or southerner. I do call it Christmas dinner, very inappropriately. And I've got this rather strange little load of vegetables because we're doing a sort of a combined Christmas dinner between me, Di and Dave. It's all very organised. Dave actually did a project plan with Microsoft Excel. He did a project plan, so I know exactly what time to get these things cooking and the other bits and bobs, and between us we'll have everything ready. But while the turkey's in, Dave's project plan, shall I do this? Dave's project plan very astutely allows for a trip to the pub, which will probably be crazy busy, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm just going back to my boat, which is just over here. Back to my boat, and I'm going to meet the guys in that place. Hang on. I'm going to meet the guys in that place there, which is the Conservative Club. I'm on the wrong side. Damn. My boat is actually on that side down there. The access to it is down here. So yeah, that's where we're up to, and that's what's going down. Here's my little mooring spot. It's pretty muddy, this bit. Thank God it's tarmacked, so it stops it getting, you know, too ridiculous. But it's muddy. But anyway, there we are. A little Mercy cooking mission on Christmas Day, would you believe? Catch you later. Well, so I'm just on my way back. I'm just on my way back to Dave's boat. Very kindly hosting, and I'm in a bit of a rush because just boiled the veg and everything, but they've started to cool down. It's only 400 yards, but they started to cool down, so I kind of rushed over, but I feel like they're going to need a bit of warming up to be at their peak. But there's Dave's boat. A little bit of a rush, I can't even breathe. Right, here we go. So, he's an absolutely amazing host, by the way. He's got a little plank here. Hang on. He's got a little plank here because there's a shelf on the canal. And it's fairly grippy, but it's not 100%. So, anyway, here we are. Hello. Hello. What's going on? Well, this is a lovely little spot, isn't it? Hi. I don't know what those two buggers are just doing. They're floating there, parping away, honking away. I'm actually on a 2-day mooring, which I've only just realised. But because it's still early February, we are allowed to stay for 2 weeks. It's jolly handy, I've got to say. And we're a bit stuck because, as I've said before, the canal is actually closed at Scholar Green, sort of 15 miles further on. So your range of movement is somewhat limited. Obviously, that's that way. Back that way is Whaley Bridge and Bugsworth Basin, from whence I came. So this is Marple. Sorry, that took a while, didn't it? Towpad's not too bad. It's a bit parky today as well. Colder than I thought it would be. Yeah. The forecast is for, I don't think it's a full-on storm, but it's certainly going to be very windy tomorrow. So my sort of feeling on it is stay on the rings, which is secure. There's an odd thing, look at that, those boxes on the roof. They look a bit precarious, but they're metal brackets holding them on. And the solar panels on top. So I can see how that would work. And I like this construction as well, where he's got like wooden planking on the roof. That's pretty practical. I'm liking that. And this would be quite handy. I think this is where Dave and Di were when we were here before Christmas. Now there's Dave and Di's boats. You can see that's the lock landing, and that's the Marple flight beyond them. So they're they're breasted up. I'm doing a recce, by the way. Sorry, I ought to have explained. what we have here is a reconnaissance. Well, it's not a reconnaissance, it's a reconnaissance for a mooring to see what is available, and straight away I can see an absolute gem of a mooring here. So this looks great. I'll show you in a minute. But it's also a coffee mission, because I've been coffeeless for 2 days, and I think it's starting to get the better of me. I think my nerves are starting to get frayed. I've had instant coffee, but it doesn't really count. But look, there's no rings here, so the mooring position would start with this first ring here, and I could squeeze in probably on that last ring next to the boat. So I would easily fit in there, possibly a bit shorter than that. Between there and about there, I would easily fit in. I think I'm almost tempted to make it, because the other thing is, right, there doesn't seem to be a shelf here. Where I am, there's a bloody big shelf sticking out, and I can't get the boat close into the the bank, which is a bit naughty. I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, maybe a move. It's going to snow all day tomorrow, right? So no boats will move tomorrow. I don't see anyone moving tomorrow. Trying to do locks and things, and it's going to snow all day, as I say. Trying to do locks and things in the snow. People are going to be very reluctant. So there's a decent chance that mooring, that's a favoured mooring, is that? Because there's no mud involved in getting to and from it, which is brilliant. Oh God, come on, Tony. Primitive mechanism. I'm floundering. And across here, this is where I was previously, down there, when we stayed on the outward journey. And it's nice. It gets a bit muddy, and it's really overlooked by the trees, so that's a bit of a bummer. There's not a lot of natural light comes in, so I really quite fancy that little spot. I really do. I'm walking with a limp, right, slightly, slowly as well, because I twisted my knee. Not seriously. You know, it's something, you know, you can feel it's sort of a bit of a twist, but it's not unnatural, damaging, like it'll get better sort of thing, without medical attention. But at the moment, as it was only a couple of hours ago, when the injury was done, it's still a little bit tender, and it is affecting my locomotion significantly. And it does bring home to you the challenges of getting medical attention and care for a continuous cruiser. But anyway, yeah, it is what it is. And it's another lesson. Just be bloody careful on the swing bridges and the locks. Anyway, here's what I'm after. There's the high street over there. Just on my way back. It's a good little walk. A bit uphill, so that's good. But yeah, I'm going slower than normal, because I am currently feeling the effects of some kind of twist to my left knee. It was injured back in the late 90s. In the late 90s, in a ludicrous drunken accident, which kind of served me right. But anyway, it's been fine since. But now today it's not. I was going to take the bike But like I say, most days I do try and make the effort to get a bit of a walk in. I think it's good. Not just good physically, I think it's good for mental health as well. Right. This looks good. There's the spot down there. That's the spot for me, I think.
Thank you. Thank you.
The only slight question mark in my mind about this is how sort of quiet it is. What kind of foot traffic do you get through here? And I've got to say, I'm sort of tempted to motor on up here, you know. I really am. It's just an excellent mooring, isn't it? I mean, it's brilliant. Okay, folks, now, I'm just off. So we have this little hurdle to navigate. I'll put some insect powder on the ropes. You know it makes sense. So, did I definitely shut the door? I think I've done this before, haven't I? Yeah, I can tell the door is shut. So that's good. And the reason I'm a little bit careful, like more so than usual, is that we're in a town. It's not a huge town. It's Marple, obviously. This is the first evening of my arrival. And true to form, I'm being dragged out by the scruff of my neck to the nearest pub by Dave. So I just thought I'd sort of give you an idea what it's like. And look, there's I mean, it's not isolated, because look over there. There's the Social and Forces Club, is it? Not just Forces Club, Social and Forces Club. Looks very quiet. The Conservative Club does better business. Which is where I'm headed. Not that I'm affiliated or indeed sympathetic with that movement. But they do a nice point. I will give them that. So that's where we're going. So Di's coming along for a couple of beers tonight. Don't think she's going to stay long because the football's on. I'm just waiting here because there's a car coming. This is the spot I walked past earlier on. And I was asking Dave what this spot's like, this little stretch here opposite the facilities over there. And he said he saw a bunch of lads went past smoking weed a day or two ago. So that's not ideal. I don't want to. And he said there's a little bench where you see kids hanging about, and unfortunately that's exactly where my boat would be, where the kids hang out in early evening. Now, to be fair, they never caused a problem. Just to see if there's any lights in these boats. See, no lights. And I don't think there's any lights in this one either. There are windows, but yeah, no lights. So we might be the only boat. But that said, you know, we're in a town, so there's no risk of being attacked or anything like that by a nutcase. It's just hassle factor of children. So here's the case. Here's the mechanism. So make sure it's closed. Dave tried this pub over there, the Ring of Bells, and he wasn't enamoured with it. I can't remember what he said about it, but he wasn't taken with it particularly. So the Conservative Club is just here, 50 yards on the right. So that's where I'm headed. The guys are in there, they're set up, and hopefully there'll be a pint already ordered. So let's get in here. Good morning. Right, so this is my first morning, just getting snow. It's like a snowy sleet coming down. It's not very heavy at the moment, but it's really cold. I've just been putting a cover on the bike. My fingers are absolutely freezing, so I won't be long with this. I need to go and put them up. But it's we've got a bit of a stormy day today, and this is why I moved yesterday, because I knew this was going to happen today. Now, I would be absolutely astonished if any boats move today. I do not expect to see a single boat passing me, because this is just miserable. It's the cold as much as anything. When your fingers get cold. And there's the view back towards Marple, round the corner there. So that's it really, just a quick view of the area on this really cold morning. It was quite temperate yesterday. I was hanging about in a shirt, but definitely not today, if I do any hanging about at all. So just got to get through this. I don't know what to do about this really. I don't want to move, because the mooring that I fancied in town there, 300 yards up there, that one is sometimes you get kids hanging about there, which I really can't be doing with. So I don't know what to do, but I'm not a fan of this, and I don't know how I'm going to get the bike over there if and when I need to. I'm not sure yet. We shall see.